So today we will derive mean and variance of the sample mean, that is x bar. So to prove these two things, let us derive a sample, that is this, of size small n from normal population, where the mean and variance of the normal population are these. That means each unit of this population has mean and variance this. Now we also derived this sample from this population, so that means each of this value has mean this and variance this. Moreover, we derived this sample with the replacement from the population, so that means these all terms are independent. So now let's start. Firstly, we will prove the mean of the sample mean of the sample mean, that is the mean of the x bar. Now we already know that mean is also equals to expectation, so that means we will calculate expectation of the x bar. So let's start the proof. Firstly, we already know that the mean, that means the expectation and variance of each of this term has mean this and variance this. So that's why this equation holds. Now let's calculate expectation of the x bar. Now we know that the formula of x bar is this. That's why we write here this. Now again we know that because of this formula of the expectation, that is we will take the constant term outside the expectation, so that's why we will take here 1 by n outside the expectation, that is like this. Now again we know that all these values, that is x1, x2, so on to xn, are independent because the sample is derived with the replacement from the population. So that's why this property of expectation holds, and we will apply this property at here and we will get this term. Now we already know that the expectation of each of this term is mu, that is which is the mean of the population. So that's why at the place of these expectations we will write mu. Now all of these are n terms, that means at the place of this we can write n times mu. After cutting we will get mu, that is the mean of the sample mean is equals to mean of the population from which the sample is derived. Now we will calculate variance of the sample mean, that is the variance of the x bar. Now we know that the variance in terms of expectation is this, so that's why after applying this formula, this term is equals to this term. Now we already calculated that is the expectation of x bar is mu, that's why we write here this. Now again we know that the formula of x bar is this. Now after taking LCM of this term and this term, we will get this term. Now again because of this property of the expectation, that is we will take this constant term outside the expectation. Now here is present square, so that's why we will take 1 divided by n square outside the expectation. Now again this is the n mu, that is here is n times mu, which can be written as mu plus so on up to n times mu. This is the first mu, second mu, so on up to here is the n times mu. Now here is minus, so that's why we can write here like this. Now this term will be attached by this term, we will get this one. After attaching this term with this, we will get this term, so on up to like this. After attaching this term with this term, we will get this term. Now we know that the formula of a plus b square is this, that is basically all the terms which are present inside the square. Firstly we will square all those terms, that is this, that is firstly we will square that terms which are inside the square. Then we will multiply each term which is present inside the square with all the other terms as like this, and then multiply by the 2. So that's why we can write all of this term as like this. Here this term represents that each and every term inside the square will be get raised to power 2 at least one time, and then plus then this term represents like this term. Now after taking expectation inside, we will get these two terms. Now again we know that it is actually the formula of the variance as like this, and again we know that this is the formula of the covariance. Now again we know that covariance of all the independent terms is always equals to 0. Now we know that these terms are independent, so that's why we will write 0 at the place of this like this. Now we will expand this submission as like this, and again we know that variance of each of this term is equals to sigma square, so that's why we will write here this. Then after cutting we get this as the variance of the x bar. Now we again know that the standard error, which can be called standard deviation, is equals to under root of the variance. So that means the standard error of x bar is under root of this term, that is standard error of x bar is this. So in this way, firstly we calculate the mean of sample mean, then variance of sample mean, and then standard error of sample mean.
Thanks for watching our video. If you like our video, then please like, share and subscribe our channel, and you can watch our other playlists also, as like DFZ distributions, chi-square distribution, central limit theorem, discrete distributions, continuous distributions, and please recommend us more topics on the basis of which we will make videos via the comment box. Thanks for watching.